Hello, superhero fans, comic geeks, and all the nerds in between. Welcome to a new episode of Vigilante Vibes podcast, where I give you all the nerd culture news, theories, discussions, and everything without the toxicity that's become so big in the fandoms. I'm your host, Megan Nicole, and today I wanted to explain why I'm here on a new channel, what's been going on, what to expect in the future. It's been a lot. I cannot lie to you. It's been a lot. Thursday, I woke up thinking my ex-co-host was one of my best friends, and Thursday night I went to bed knowing I was never one of his best friends, which it's a big feeling, a lot of big feelings. My ex-co-host decided he didn't want to be on the podcast anymore, and I 100% supported that. Honestly, things were so tense between us. I was constantly walking around eggshells because he would get mad at such little things. And there was a lot of lying coming from him. I never lied to him once. And I messaged him Thursday morning and said, I think we need to talk about the podcast. And he said, yes, I agree. And I told him, how would you like to proceed? And honestly, I wanted to talk to him because I was feeling pretty crappy about how things were going. I was doing everything besides editing the episode. That's all he did. That's one thing he did. I did everything else. If you are on any of my social media accounts, you'll see that you've only been talking to me, because I run every social media account. If you're on the YouTube and you've commented, you've only talked to me. He's never once logged into the YouTube. If you see us promoted anywhere, look at who's promoting it. It's me. I did that too. I did so many things, and he edited the podcast. Most times. There were times I had to jump in and do it for him because he just wouldn't do it. So I was unhappy with this, and there was no way I was going to continue to be in that kind of environment coming 2025. Last year, he decided that we should take the entire month of December off because we have been working so hard. So we were going to finish out November strong, and then take a month off, which that's whatever. So we were just going to do a few more episodes, and then we were on a break. And we didn't do any of those episodes, actually, because he didn't show up to record, which isn't unusual, but whatever. I'm trying not to ramble, but I just have so many feelings going on, and I took the weekend to come to terms with those feelings, and they still pretty fresh. So I said, how would you like to proceed? And he sent me the longest message saying that he's not happy that the podcast isn't famous yet. He's not happy that there's no money involved that coming to us. He is unhappy that he feels so bad that I have to do everything and he doesn't do anything, which is like, if you felt bad, then why didn't you do something? Why was it always on me? That's not fair. That's not a partnership. That's not a team. That's you having someone work for you in your eyes. And I said, okay, I support that 100%. You don't want to do it, perfectly fine. And he said, we always said we would do this until it isn't fun anymore, and it's not fun, so I think we should quit. Notice he said we. And I said, I support you quitting, but I want to keep going. I'm going to keep going. The podcast is also mine. Everything down to the name is mine. I did all of that. And he agreed. And I thought it was very amicable. And there was some going back and forth that was very respectful. And he was saying he loves me, that I'm still one of his best friends, and we will continue to support each other. all the while, he was changing the passwords to all our accounts. So I couldn't have the episodes. So I would be locked out of the YouTube account that he never put work into. He never even logged into. The YouTube was mine. I worked 2 years on that thing. And I had a great following on it. I followed so many amazing people. And that's all lost now because of his pettiness. And he thought he was slick, but he wasn't. I think he thought he was, but he was deleting the emails as they were coming into our shared email account because we had a shared one, so we would both be comfortable. He was changing the passwords to everything and deleting the customer service password change. Like when you change your passwords, they're like, oh, let me send you the email. That thing. He was deleting them as they came in because I got a notification that there was one from a customer rep from Riverside. And I clicked it and it was gone. And I was like, something about that's weird. And then a few minutes later, here comes another one that has the entire conversation between him and the customer service rep and him telling her, no, I need to change the password now. It is a matter of importance. It has to be done right now. So he did that and then pretended he didn't. He does this thing where he pretends like he has no idea what's going on, so he acts innocent. Like when I said, what are you doing? Why are you changing the passwords? Why are you stealing our episodes? You didn't even give me a chance to get the episodes to put on another platform. He said, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea. Megan, no idea. And it's just another lie. One of many, many lies. And when I say many, I mean all the time. Like when he would tell me that our listeners, the amount of listens we have was disastrously low and I had to promote more. But he wouldn't promote more. It was just me. And I love this podcast. And I would do anything for this podcast. And he knew that. And he took advantage of that quite a few times. So, I mean, looking back, I'm mad at myself for allowing all that to happen. I'm mad at myself for allowing to be treated that way for so long. But it's like, you just love what you do so much. You're like, I might as well just do it. And I had always written it off. I saw every red flag. Looking back, it was like, that should have been, every single one was like, that should have been the one that told you to stop. And every red flag I just kind of brushed off like, oh, he's in a bad mood. Oh, maybe I'm being sensitive. Oh, maybe it's just Max. That's just Max being weird. And I got warnings from people outside of the podcast. Like, hey, Max is telling people this is his podcast. Or like just things like that. That was, I don't want to sit here and bash, but I did want to explain what happened. Because I'm been very informed by screenshots from multiple people that he has sent messages to everyone telling them I locked him out of the accounts, which isn't true. Why would I do that on my new YouTube channel? Yeah, so there's that. I started this podcast because I wanted to make a difference in the Marvel fandom. I want to spread positivity. I want people to have a safe space to enjoy it without the racism, the toxicity, the sexism, the homophobia. And I will continue to do that because that's what I believe in. And if this gives one person one safe space to enjoy it without being worried about what are they going to say next? Are they going to say something insulting to my community? Then it's worth it. And that was always my goal. But a certain co-host wanted it flashier. He wanted it to make money. That's what he wanted at the end of the day. And of course, I would never say no to someone paying me to do this. But I'm also very aware of what a competitive field this is. I'd never expect to get paid for this, ever. I just want to keep doing it. And I love doing it. And I've loved the guests we've had. I've loved all of them. Like, we've had comic creators. We've had Lenore Zan, like Erica Schultz, Stephanie Phillips. These are beautiful, amazing people. And he took that from me. I don't have those videos anymore because he stole them. And it's just hurtful, I guess. It just sucks because I got every single one of those interviews myself. He never did. That was me. Every single one was me. And he stole that. So. But it's kind of crazy because he hated having guests on the podcast. He said it made editing hard. Or he would say he only wants guests that were bigger than us. So voice actors and all that. And I want people who just have the same values as me. I want people that believe in having safe spaces and to be non-toxic and to spread positivity. That's all I want. And from the looks of it, that's what I'm getting from the people who have already asked to be on the podcast. All amazing people. And I'm so excited for you guys to see that. Moving forward, I will have as many guests as life will allow me to. And all of them will have the same values as me. To be positive, to not cause drama, to not rage bait like most people like to do. That's not me. That's never been me. It'll never happen. So if that's why you're watching this or you're on my channel for rage bait or for me to compare something and call it woke, you're very much mistaken and you're on the wrong channel. I'm so sorry, but you are. I'm going to have so many great guests. I am so excited for that. I'm so excited because it feels like now I have a chance to be in the community of podcasters and the Marvel community and the Star Wars community and the DC community. Like, none of these would have happened if my ex-co-host was still here. It has been a wild, wild weekend. And I am anxious, but very excited for the future of this podcast. I am not a crier. I don't do well with big feelings. So when people cry, I'm just like, ugh. That's just me. But I have cried so many times from all the support I've gotten from the community, from the Nerd Haven, my Facebook group on Facebook. I had so much support in that. I cried all Friday. All of it was, oh my gosh, I've never felt support like that in my life. And then add on the Instagram support, the Blue Sky support, the Threads support, the Twitter support, even the YouTube support. Like, I've never felt that kind of support before. And outside of, my parents and family, but I've never felt that. And it was so, God, it just was really needed. And I'll never take that for granted. It's kind of crazy that something this bad had to happen for my podcast, for me to realize that I'm not alone in this, that I have friends that are family to me went through all of this. Honestly, I don't know where I'd be without any of you guys right now, but I know I wouldn't be doing this. I'd probably be crying somewhere alone. But I've had so many people reach out, people who I didn't even know listened to the podcast, say like, I saw what happened and I support you 100%. And people who didn't listen to the podcast, who reached out and said, I didn't listen because of your ex-co-host. Oh, that was news to me. All 4 to 5 times that message came through, but I hope you enjoy it moving forward because it's going to be authentic to me. Before, when someone was trying to make it flashier, he didn't want it to be personal, and I did. I wanted it to feel like a community. So it's going to be personal. It's going to be my thoughts, my feelings, and I'm going to bring people on that are through all walks of life, all types of fandoms. I am so excited for that. It feels amazing. And a huge weight is lifted off my shoulder. A weight I didn't know was there. I think maybe around Saturday is when I realized, like, I feel lighter. I don't feel stressed. I don't feel like any day like we're about to fight. It feels amazing. And you guys did that for me. You guys, sometimes you'll hear my children. That's okay. I'm a nerdy mom. And sometimes you'll hear them too. Like I said, it's going to get personal. It's going to be authentic. And sorry, she just made me lose my train of thought. Yes, I didn't know I had that stress holding on to me. And now I do. And now I look back and I think, how did I last 2 years feeling that way? If you ever feel that way, your feelings are so valid. Don't put it off just so you can, in my case, just because you wanted the podcast to happen. Don't do that. Just be true to yourself, be kind to yourself, and be fair to yourself. So, with that being said, I'm always looking for great guests. I am pretty booked up for the next month, and then some even next year. So that's kind of crazy. But I will always make room for any of you. So message me on Instagram, Threads. Oh, you can't message on Threads. On Blue Sky, on Facebook. Message my email, vigilantevibespod@gmail.com. I want to collaborate. I want to make friends in this. I want nerdy friends. I want to learn some of the fandoms. So let's do that. Let's make this what I always wanted it to be. So if you've listened this long, sorry I cried. That's new for me these days. Thanks for hanging on. Thanks for listening. Thanks for not judging. That was something I was really afraid of. I'm not one to put my business out there like that. I'll put like happy thoughts and good things, but I won't usually put out something bad like that. And from the hundreds of messages and comments I got throughout the internet, not a single one of them was mean or negative. So thank you for that. And I look forward to the future.